What's up, guys? Good vibes only. That's what you need to hear in Benzo Withdrawal. Um, to be quite honest, it's not going very well for me, but it's going. That's one thing I like to hang on to: progress, making progress. As long as you're moving forward, it doesn't matter if you don't feel better. It doesn't matter if you're having a crappy day, or anxiety, or panic, or all these other symptoms that may be ramped up. But as long as you're moving forward on your taper, or if you didn't taper, as long as you get another 24 hours in, that's enough. Be proud of yourself. You got to be extremely proud of yourself. You got to pat yourself on the back, even if no one else does, because this is probably one of the hardest things that you will have to live through, and you're doing it. You're right in the middle of it. So be happy about that. Be proud of that. Don't let anyone tell you that you're crazy. Don't let anyone tell you that you're faking it. Don't let anyone invalidate you. Your feelings are totally valid. What you're going through are symptoms. If you're going through benzodiazepine withdrawal, SSRI withdrawal, if you're tapering, doesn't matter. As long as you're putting more distance between yourself and your last dose, or you're cutting down your dose and it's really beating you up, it's okay. It's part of the process. It'll be over one day soon. Now, topic of this video, and I usually save the motivation for the end of the videos, but I just wanted to come out and say it at first. But the topic of this video is one of the reasons why I avoid very negative or very direct videos, you could say, or horror stories on online forums or on YouTube, especially during your recovery. One thing I notice about myself, my stress sensitivity or my intolerance to stress is skyrocketed. Everything stresses me out. Everything scares me. Everything freaks me out. But that's normal. That's to be expected during benzo withdrawal. Your body and mind are undergoing huge changes, and it's normal to be scared about it, especially if it's your first time going through it, especially if you never knew what a benzo withdrawal was, like I did. I did not know what this is, did not expect it. But if you're obsessively scrolling through YouTube, if you're obsessively scrolling through Reddit, or even benzo buddies, you're gonna freak yourself out some more than you really need to. Excuse this little movement deal I got going on with my neck. It's just part of the deal. Kind of like a little jerk I get whenever every time I cut my dose, and I'm cutting by 5% every week. There's a reason for that. I don't really want to get into that right now, but I will in another video. But things like this, any added stress, anything you look on YouTube, you see people saying they never healed, they never got better. It took them 5 years, 4 years, 3 years to see any improvement. You can't let that seep into your mind, because you're gonna make yourself worse. Now, I'm not saying to actively avoid social media or to actively avoid YouTube, because sometimes you do find some good videos. Sometimes you actually need to hear inspiration, and you need to hear something that's going to make you feel better. Because in benzo withdrawal, everything is terrible, everything is negative, everything is dark. So don't go on YouTube and don't obsessively watch these videos of people saying they're 5 years off and they never got better, because their story is their story, your story is your story. What I notice whenever I watch a video like that, a lot of people will ask, one of the first things they always ask, and I understand why, they always ask, how long were you on, what were you taking, and how did you taper, and how long are you off? They do that, and I've done that too in the very beginning, but people do that because they want to compare their situation to what they're seeing. In their mind, they want to see if what they're going through is going to be what this other person went through. Now, sometimes you're looking for hope, like, okay, somebody was on Xanax 2 milligrams a day for 7 years, they tapered off 6 months, and they were better, in another 6 months they started getting better. So you see that as like, okay, so I took less amounts for a less amount of time, so I don't need a taper as long or whatever. See, that's where we start making mistakes. You can't compare our situation to theirs because you don't know what external factors they have going on in their life. You have to realize that benzo withdrawal is not linear. Healing is not linear, but it happens. It takes time. That's something that we all need to understand, even myself. Mornings are especially bad for me, but every morning I suffer through, or every evening I suffer through, it finishes, you know. Instead of looking at it like, oh man, tomorrow I'm gonna suffer some more, think of it like, this day I will never have to suffer through it again. Think of it like, that's another 24 hours behind me. And once it's all said and done, and once you're off of benzodiazepines or your SSRI, you know, God willing, you never go back to them. And you never go back to them, you never have to deal with this ever again in your life. This is enough for one lifetime only. To have to go through this multiple times in your life, it's not worth it. So I encourage you guys to stop obsessing over these horror stories. Focus on your own recovery and understand that recovery does happen. And I can't wait until the day that I am recovered so I can give you guys my testimony, and I could be a beacon of hope for you guys, because this process is insane. It's enough to scare the daylights out of you. It's enough to depress you for weeks and months on end. But when I first started this 4 months ago, I didn't think I would even make it 1 month. But here I am 4 months into the process. Now I gotta look forward to the next 4 months, and then the next 4 months. They're gonna pass whether we like it or not. So we might as well get the hard part over with. So I'm gonna end it right there, guys. I hope you guys find a little bit of hope, a little bit of inspiration. Feel free to subscribe. I will be updating or uploading regularly as I go along. Sometimes things just pop in my head and I make a quick video. Like, subscribe, or comment something that you guys are going through. For my personal story, it involves Klonopin over 3 to 4 years. 3 or 4 years, something like that. And you guys want to just comment or ask me whatever, something, that's fine. Be safe. I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope you guys keep watching. Thank you.